A very good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. I am Joy Ken Abakuya. Before we begin, a quick reminder that you can follow this news on our social media handles, Nta Lagos Channel 10 on Facebook and YouTube. The Lagos State government has trained over 10,000 safeguarding officers across schools and institutions as part of efforts to strengthen child protection and ensure the safety of every child. Our correspondent reports that the initiative, driven by the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, reflects the state's resolve to make Lagos the safest place for children to live and learn. At the policy review of the Lagos State Safeguarding and Child Protection Program, Executive Secretary of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, Titilola Vivo Adeniyi, said the training aims to prevent abuse and ensure a quick and compassionate response when harm occurs. She reaffirmed government's commitment under the Themes Plus agenda to protect every child in the state.
Please, let us be our brothers and sisters in time. Injury to one is injury to all. That's my own motto. I'm a mandated reporter. I epitomize who a mandated reporter is.
Chairman of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, represented at the event, commended the agency's efforts, called for the annual vetting of all adults working with children, insisting that only vetted individuals should be considered trusted adults.
Beyond policies and frameworks, it is important that we deliberately nurture a culture where every public servant feels empowered to speak up against inappropriate behavior and where leaders at all levels demonstrate zero tolerance for misconduct.
If you know any colleague at work, all right, that is a victim of sexual violence, okay, even if the person is not willing to come out, try and help them to escalate. The reason is because you are not just trying to protect one victim, you are trying to protect every other potential victim if we don't curb this menace.
Stakeholders agreed that sustained collaboration and accountability remain vital to keeping children safe from abuse and neglect. In Lagos, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Professor Nta Ch10 of the All Progressives Grand Alliance winner of the Anambra State governorship election, having polled a total number of 422,664 votes. The announcement followed the collation of results from the 21 local government areas of the state, marking the conclusion of the election that drew significant attention from across Nigeria. Joy Ilogu reports.
That Soludo Charles Chukwuma of the APGA will satisfy the requirement of the law and score the highest number of votes in this election, is hereby declared the winner and returned elected.
Governor Soludo says his re-election is an evidence of his visionary leadership.
This election and this victory is not just victory, it is history made.
The mood in Oka, the Anambra State capital, is decidedly forward-looking.
One thing I will tell Soludo is this: the expectation is higher than even before his first election.
I'm happy because I see it as a reward for hard work.
Meanwhile, the APC candidate Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu says he is not satisfied with the process and alleges fraud.
We have seen, with the result of the election, will show you who bought the vote or not.
Both some they burnt their houses, they burnt their cars, intimidated them, including my deputy governor, that the soldiers opened up firing. I want to also congratulate her for showing such solidarity and support to me.
The next tenor of the incumbent governor will speak if he will match action with his promises. Nta Ch10, NTA News.
And away from politics, the Nigerian Navy has rescued 10 crew members from a distressed vessel, MV Sema 3, which was sailing from Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, to Calabar. According to the Director of Naval Information, Commodore Ayiwuyo Adams Aliyu, the rescue took place on Friday after a distress call was received around 8 p.m. Personnel from Forward Operating Base Ibaka swiftly deployed a naval gunboat equipped with a submersible pump to the scene. The team discovered the vessel taking in water and successfully evacuated all 10 crew members, comprising 1 Cameroonian, 1 Equatorial Guinean, and 8 Nigerians. They were later received, debriefed, and cared for at the base until Saturday. The vessel's master expressed deep gratitude to the Nigerian Navy for its quick intervention and professionalism. Commodore Adams Aliyu said the successful operation highlights the Navy's renewed commitment to maritime safety, protection of national assets, and support for lawful economic activities in Nigerian waters. We'll take a break now. More reports when we return. Do stay tuned.
Is the place to be. With about 3,065 seating capacity,
Nta Lagos Channel 10 premises provides a well-secured land and car parking lot for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, religious and school activities.
Our conference hall is convenient for company annual general meetings, lectures, seminars or workshops.
With just 250,000 naira only, you can use our entire space and also have your event covered with a token which will be aired on our social diary program, Mary Lane.
For more inquiries, please contact our marketing department, Nta Lagos Channel 10 Tejo Show, or call Chibuzo
on 0812-324-5519
and Gmo
on 003-830-1669.
Nta Lagos premises affordable just for you.
Thanks for staying tuned. The president of the Academic Staff Union of University, Professor Chris Piwuna, has accused the federal government of neglecting the education sector, says its officials do not see education as national issues requiring collective responsibility. Speaking during a program, Piwuna said members of the Federal Executive Council often treat education problems as the sole concern of the Minister of Education, a mindset, he says, has hindered lasting reforms. He criticized government officials for treating education as a profit-driven venture rather than a public good, alleging that corruption and self-interest have turned intervention agencies like TED Fund into marketplaces. Other panelists, including Professor Francis Egbokari, economist Professor Sherif Dane Teller, and LSU President Joe Ajegbu, echoed similar concerns. They cited poor leadership, decaying infrastructure, weak accountability, and disregard for research as major setback to Nigeria's university system. They urged the government to adopt a holistic, collaborative approach to education reform, noting that sustainable national development depends on a strong, well-funded education system. Now, across the world, a quiet change is simmering in the catering industry. More men are embracing aprons, turning passion into profession and challenging long-held stereotypes. Ololade Olatokunbo reports on how men are redefining the catering industry.
In recent years, the catering industry has witnessed a remarkable transformation as more men step confidently into a field once dominated by women. Across the world, men are trading stereotypes for aprons, turning their love for food and creativity into thriving careers. From large-scale events to private dining, these men are proving that culinary passion knows no gender. Many of them say their journey into catering began as a hobby, but over time it has grown into a full-time profession driven by passion and dedication.
Right from day one, I decided like I love cooking and decided like let me go into food. As my main target is just to be a chef one day, as I am today. So I'm a chef today.
I choose it because when I love cooking, I'm too. I really do my pride. Yes, I love cooking so much. Since when I was small,
Interestingly, clients have responded with enthusiasm. Many say they are impressed by the professionalism, attention to detail, and unique flair that male caterers bring to the table.
Economically, it's more advisable, but most male caterers, they hardly do that. All they are looking at is satisfaction of the guests and to make sure that all the food they brought to the party is being delivered successfully.
As more men continue to embrace the apron, they are proving that excellence in catering is not defined by gender, but by talent, hard work, and commitment to service.
I feel like people believe that this business is made for the ladies, the women, and I feel like that's not be their belief. It should be like something like someone can do generally. You get my point. Something like someone can do generally. And I feel like I will urge some men to go into this business very well.
Sometimes some things like things women do, if men do those things, they do more better than women. Just like women doing stuff like men. So they do it extraordinary. So, yes.
As more men continue to excel in catering, they are not only redefining the profession, but also inspiring others to pursue their passions without fear of stereotypes. In Lagos, Olalade Olatokunbo, NTA News.
The immediate past president of the Abuja Metropolitan Lions Club, Lion Oluyomi Koka, has dedicated his International President's Leadership Award to members of the club, describing it as a recognition of their shared commitment to service and humanity. Koka, who led the club between 2024 and 2025, expressed gratitude to Lions Club International President Lion Fabrico Oliveira for the honor and inspiring leadership. He said the award was not just a personal milestone, but a tribute to the collective spirit that defines the organization. He appreciated members of the Abuja Metropolitan Lions Club and fellow Lions across districts for their partnership and unwavering support, as well as the exemplary leadership of immediate past District Governor Lion Morris Ibok and other senior cabinet members. Lion Koka reaffirmed his commitment to the ideas of Mission 1.5, aimed at expanding the Lions' impact and touching more lives across communities, noting that service remains the cornerstone of their mission. Now, stakeholders from across Africa converged on Lagos for the 2025 Governance, Risk, Compliance and Financial Crime Summit Africa edition, with a shared resolve to strengthen the continent's defenses against financial crime through collaboration, innovation and homegrown solution. Jesuton Moses reports.
Brought together experts, regulators, and industry leaders to address the growing risks facing Africa's financial sector. Discussions centered on the need for stronger partnerships among financial institutions, government agencies, and law enforcement bodies to enhance transparency and ensure effective risk mitigation across borders. A major concern raised at the event was the rising incident of identity fraud, which experts identified as one of the continent's biggest challenges. They called on African governments to harmonize national identification systems, arguing that fragmented databases and weak verification structures continue to make financial crimes difficult to trace.
For financial criminal, for example, their modus of operandi is to be able to dissociate their real identity, right, from the actual event, which is the fraudulent event in this case. And how they do this is either they employ synthetic identity or they get other people's identity, right, and then use it to perpetrate fraud.
Today we have BVN, we have NIN, we have national ID card, we have national passport. All these are forms of identification. It is the government responsibility to make sure that they harmonize all these identity methods into one single source of identity. That way, people cannot have multiple identities and you can hold people accountable right? And then you'll be able to help people to know, if I'm dealing with you today, that you are the person whom you are actually.
Convener of the summit, Funsho Musa, emphasized that while many African institutions have adopted Western-style approaches to managing risk, these models often fail to reflect the continent's unique realities. He advocated for homegrown solutions tailored to Africa's socio-economic environment.
We want to ensure that within the African space, our solutions, our framework and governance speaks of how we do things, and we want to build capacity within the African countries, within African territories, to make sure that those capacities understand, have the technical know-how to addressing Africa issues.
This must not end just here in the Marriott. It must go to the regulators, not only the regulators in Nigeria, but the regulators across. I mean, we've got the AU, we've got SADC, there is ECOWAS. You know, at these bodies, we need to start sending that message to say, let's build a model for Africa.
The summit also examined the growing influence of artificial intelligence, highlighting its potential to both heighten and help prevent financial risk, depending on how responsibly it is deployed. In Lagos, Jesuto Moses.
And that's the news at this hour. Thank you so much for watching. I am Joy Ken Abakuya. Good afternoon.